Hey YouTube, this will be part 3 of my beginner's guide to Fire Emblem Heroes, and today I'll be talking about how to build your units, team building, and the matchups of your units. Before we pick a unit to build, let's talk about investment. From here, you need to determine what the unit will be used for. What I mean by that is how willing you are to invest in premium skills or readily available fodder. For say a summoner supported unit that you want to show off to your friends or an arena core, I would recommend the high investment round. For a unit that you'll use in Arena Assault or as a niche option for Grand Hero battles, I would recommend the low investment option. The high investment option will generally focus on skills that are only available at 5-star rarity or high quality skills. Meanwhile, low investment will refer to skills that are readily available at 4-star rarity or cheap alternatives to the high investment options. I should probably mention that there are tools that allow you to do hypothetical unit builds. This tool here is the Fire Emblem Skill Inheritance tool, and it lets you mess around with a unit's skills. So I can give this Ephraim, say, a Carrot Lance, some random refine, any assist skill, change his A skill, and so on. I can also change his merge level, his summoner support rank, his boon and bane. And what's really nice about this tool is that it gives you the total SP cost of building, say, a specific build, and it also tells you what units you need to summon, or summon to get specific skills. So if you want to build this god-awful Ephraim, well, this is how you do it. As for who made this tool, I'm actually not sure, but I think it's Reddit user OMG WTF hacks, as you can see down here at the bottom of the page. Okay, so the next tool that we're going to look at is this Fire Emblem Heroes unit builder, and this one was made by WTF I Hate Reddit now. Now, although this skill doesn't show you where you can get your skills from, it's really nicely presented, and you can download your build right here, and it'll come up as a PNG file. What's also nice is you can add Tempest Trial bonuses, and you can add blessings. Say I want Earth Blessing from Ike. Let's add 2 Ikes. You can see that they add the attack bonus right here. Overall, it just looks nicer than the other skill inheritance tool, but the other one is definitely more useful for skill inheritance and finding out what units you need to fodder. When building a unit, you want to consider their stats and what they can do with those stats. Other factors will include base skills or weapons, since having those already on the unit will decrease the total investment and means less SP used to build that unit. For example, Roderick has a Fire Sweep Lance on his base kit, so if you were to build a Fire Sweep Lance user, he would be cheaper to build than, say, Oscar, who needs to inherit the weapon and therefore needs to use 1.5 times more SP. Unfortunately, there are too many possible builds out there, so I can't go over much, but with those tools that I mentioned before, you can see how a unit will turn out before you actually invest any resources. It's also fun for making dumb builds too, so there's that. Builds that focus on initiation are called player phase builds, and builds that focus on retaliation are called enemy phase builds. A build that can make use of both phases to defeat other units is called a dual phase build. So how about we use an example to illustrate what I mean? I'll build up a Soren, as I'm currently working on a +10 one right now. I'll make a high and low investment build using my train of thought. So here's a quick rundown of Soren's stats and skills that he has available at 4 and 5-star rarity. The stats on screen are Soren at level 40 at 5-star rarity with neutral IVs. I'll start off with a low investment build first. For starters, he has a preferred weapon, the Wind Brand, which has an inbuilt chill attack. Very useful on a team, so let's build around that. As for his IVs, we definitely don't want to have a Bane in attack, speed, or resistance, since he'll be making use out of those stats. Either a HP or defense Bane should work out fine. As for a boon, he'll need extra speed to compete with other fast units, so a speed boon will definitely help out there. I'll assume a legendary refine is not a low investment option, so let's get onto the A, B, and C slot options. Well, the most popular skill on a low investment build for an A skill is Fury, and there's no denying that Fury will help Soren with +3 to all stats, so we'll go with that. For B slot, most people would either run Desperation, as with plus speed IV, Soren can reach 39 speed with Fury. He can also run Green Tonebreaker to check the faster green mages in the game, or cancel the skill used on slower green tome units. Either skill would be fine, but I'd go with green tome breaker to add another group of units that he can check. For C skills, most people would run hone speed. This allows him to buff allied units and contribute to the team along with chill attack. To go with this, I can also run a hone attack seal to give both an attack and speed buff. I like the idea of buffing your teammates or helping them deal more damage or prevent doubles, so I'm going to go with the hone speed and hone attack combo. For a damage special, you would want something that adds a decent amount of damage and doesn't take too long to charge. Iceberg fits this criteria nicely as it scales off his resistance and adds 16 damage with Fury. For assist skills, the player base would agree that reposition is the best assist skill and is a good option, but this leaves him closer to danger than the unit that you moved. For this reason, I would prefer drawback on Soren, as he still moves the allied unit out of danger and remains behind the ally. Both will be viable in different situations, but I have experience making use of drawback, so I'll go with drawback. And now for the high investment option. Looking at his stats, in my mind, I want a fast green mage that can support teammates. For Soren, this means that I will keep his wind brand and will want to refine it. I'm going to refine for speed, as I feel like it's more consistent than his Alto refine. There are usually times when I need to separate my units, and in that scenario, I believe the speed refine is better. As I mentioned before, I like drawback, so I'll keep that. Iceberg is fine, as it helps him do a decent amount of damage. For A slot, Fury is still great, but I can run Swift Sparrow for a more lethal player phase if I want to give up that extra bulk. Fury isn't so bad, so I'll keep it. For the B slot, I want to keep the team support going, so I'll go with Chill Speed. This stacks with Chill Attack and allows Soren to get more doubles. This also allows his teammates to outspeed or avoid doubles. For C slot, to further help his teammates, he can run either Drive Attack or Speed depending on his teammates. For seals, he can run another drive skill in speed or speed plus 3 if he wants more speed. Although I will say that with chill speed, the drive is a better option since he can already outspeed a lot of units. So that's the general process most players go through when they build their units, and it'll come more naturally to you as you play the game. If you're really stuck, there are a few channels that do build videos for just about any unit in Fire Emblem Heroes. Although it seems like you can hypothetically build any unit, sometimes you actually need to use the build and make adjustments, as theory may not be enough. So the next step should be to build a team around Soren. In Fire Emblem Heroes, you have access to 4 units in most game modes, and that means you want 3 teammates that Soren can support or support Soren. Naturally, you want to cover Soren's weaknesses or have Soren patch up weaknesses in another unit. Soren will likely be unable to handle red units, especially those with distant counter, so we're going to need a blue that can handle those. There are a lot of potential units, but I'll go with Nephany, who is a good duelist that benefits off the chill attack and speed that Soren has. She can also cover the distant counter reds fairly well. She's also just a great all-round unit to build that can be built to be strong on both phases, and Wrath makes her specials extremely lethal. Now dragons are typically found in the arena, so how about a Falchion user? Any of the Falchion users would benefit in this team, but in my opinion Marth would fit the best. He himself is able to spur all stats and more with the C and Seal slots, which cannot be countered with Panic Ploy. His speed isn't super high, so he benefits from Soren's chill speed. He also covers the fast green mages that threaten Soren and Nephany, so assuming that he can reach them, he can take them out. Lastly, since we have the entire weapon triangle covered, the last unit can be any colour, or picked based on how you want to play. But for me, I'll round out the team with Lucius, using the Dazzling Staff Refined Pain, Attack plus 3, Wrathful Staff 3, and Savage Blow, Seal, and C skill. Nowadays, there are a lot of strong enemy phase units, so having a Dazzling Staff user allows you to ignore the opponent's enemy phase entirely. Having a healer also allows us to heal up big damage in case we need a unit to handle multiple engagements. And with that, the team is done. I believe a team should be able to make each other more powerful and run skills that complement each other rather than having 4 powerhouses that steamroll. The synergistic team will be able to reach higher highs as a team than say 4 powerhouses that are individually stronger. Again, it's entirely up to you on how you want to build a team, but remember that you should have a particular purpose in mind when building your team to make the most of your skills. You should also consider what type of enemies that one of your units will check or handle. These are considered positive matchups, and you want to ideally have a team that has an overall positive matchup against most of the cast. this will be it for my guide on unit and team building. The next episode will cover arena and the damage formula in the game. I'll see you guys when I see you next, which is when I decide to upload part 4. Good luck on summoning.